Hello to everyone. It's Tammy at Creative Girl Vintage and welcome to my craft room. As promised, here is my new paper crafting bundle I designed for you. This bundle is paper only, so you can add all of your own special touches from your crafting stash. There are 8 vintage doll fairy ornaments for the seasons. Well, actually there's 9 because I tucked a freebie in the back for you, so stick around and when we finish up here I'll show you what I did with that one. This video will serve as a tutorial for making the fairy ornaments. The paper bundle I am using is available in my Etsy shop and that link is below this video. So let's get started so I can show you how to make these sweet ornaments. Each of the vintage doll fairies is constructed exactly the same way. So I'm just going to pick an image at random today, so for the tutorial. And we'll start with Sweet Thoughts for Spring. All right, first thing we're going to do, step 1. I like to just rough cut out around the images. So really all we're doing here is just getting rid of excess paper. Nothing fancy at this point, just a bit of a rough cut. All right. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and I like to put something down to cover my work surface, flip your image over. I'm using a permanent glue stick. Be sure you're using a permanent one and not a repositional one. And just coat the back here. You want a nice even coat. All right, now my husband found on the curb, somebody threw away a beautiful big old dictionary and brought it home to me. I use it for everything. I like to use my brayer here. You don't need one of these, but I just like it. And just put your images down right there. So what actually is happening here is, let me grab one of these so you can see, is on the back your work looks finished and polished. I like to say this is kind of optional, but I don't know, it's just, I think once you start doing it you're going to really like it. And if you don't have book pages or of course the old dictionary found on the curb, grab some pretty scrapbook paper. Okay, flip your image over and nice even coat all the way around. And when you're using your scrapbook paper, just be sure to flip it so when it's all said and done, the back of your image will be really pretty. All right, so let's say all of our images are stuck down to their backing paper, and I'm going to get a book here, lay it on top, a little bit of weight. We want this glue to dry before we start cutting. 10-15 minutes. I have another one ready for you here. This one is Happy Autumn Days. She's been laying under that book and that glue's dry, and this is flattened out and ready to go. I like to use my precision scissors here, something tiny and sharp for fussy cutting. And I will go around and just carefully start cutting everything out. Links for everything are below this video in the description box for anything I'm using today that you might be interested in. And I know a lot of you have been using my paper crafting kits for the last 6 years. And oh my gosh, I can't thank you enough for how wonderful all of you are. If you're new here to my channel and you're just starting out, I hope you enjoy crafting with us because we really love having you here. So I'm going to go through here and pretty much just take my time, cut everything out. I do want to mention that a lot of the fairies have a basket that have kittens and bunnies and pumpkins, and you can see how it has a little white area in here. So you can do one of two things. It's entirely up to you. This one here, I left the white area in here. We're going to be inking this up, and it makes it look really nice. Or you have the option to go in and see how this is all cut out, all that negative space in there. And what I did was just got my matte X-Acto knife and just carefully went in here and just started cutting that space right out of that basket. So if you want to do that, that's how I did that. I'm going to continue cutting these out, and we're going to put her together. All of our pieces are cut out, and I'm going to use some Distress ink to go around the edges and just give this a bit of a finishing look. When you cut these out, a lot of times there's little pieces of white paper that want to peek through, and this will just take care of that. Just blends it all together nicely and covers all those little imperfections up. I'm going to do the back too. This paper's so pretty. Okay, I did these pieces over here. Here's our basket. Remember we were talking about the white, which you can cut out or leave in place. And I'm sliding my ink over the top of that. You can see, looks pretty good. All right, next up, we need to strengthen her up just a bit. And I'm going to use a basic popsicle stick here. So you can lay this on. Let's see, I had a pencil here somewhere. I'm just going to make a mark where I want to cut that. And using just some old scissors that I had knocking around, you don't even have to get your cutters out for that. Cuts it off perfectly. If you don't have any popsicle sticks, you know, we use these coffee stirrers a lot. You can use that same way. And really what we're doing here is making this a lot stronger. So every season, when you pull one of your fairies out, she'll be in nice shape and nice and sturdy. All right. Just give her a flip there. Here are her beautiful butterfly wings. I already inked those up. Bit of hot glue. I'm gonna just eyeball this on here. Let me flip it so I'm centered right on that popsicle stick. Okay. And here's her pretty basket. I'm actually going to use, these are just these sticky dots, you know, whatever you have to kind of lift this up. A button works. Put it on the back right here. She's carrying her basket. Here is her banner, Happy Autumn Days. Put that right there. And her pilgrim hat, of course. Bit of hot glue, and you can position that however you like. Okay, I'm going to use a bit of baker's twine. Cut off a piece and to just make a little loop here. Okay, let's flip her over again. You can decide how long you need it. Add a bit of hot glue right down that popsicle stick. And lay your hanger on there. All right. And there she is. She's almost ready to hang up because we need to do a little embellishing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull all the seasons out and I'm going to show you how I embellished each one just to give you a few ideas. Let's kick this off with some springtime. This is Sweet Thoughts for Spring. I embellished her with sparkly glitter on her wings. Little pink flowers. She has a bunny in her basket. The pink and white baker's twine on the back. And oh, I love her. This is, I know Valentine's Day technically isn't spring, but we're finished with the winter holidays. We want to get our Valentine's decorations out. So I threw her in that category for us anyway. So this is a token of my affection. I totally love her. She's got a candy box. I put a lace bow right here on her dress, some lace on the bottom, the red and white baker's twine, and I used on her the stickles on her crown. And if you are unfamiliar with stickles, these are just wonderful little glitter dots that perfectly go on everything. I love them, and I use them a lot throughout, and I'll show you as we go along. So there's our spring. Let's move into summer. This is Sweet Summer Sunshine. I did use like the silver, really like the clear stickles around her wings and around her daisies. She has a white kitten in her basket, and I added extra daisies. For her hanger, I glued on a pipe cleaner and glued a bow on top. And this is Sweet Summer Sunshine. Okay, this is Bold Stripes and Bright Stars. She has a white kitten in her basket too, and we've got red flowers glued on. The red and blue stickles I dotted around her wings, and used the red and white baker's twine on her too. Okay, going into my favorite time of year, which is autumn. And this is the one we made in the tutorial. This is Happy Autumn Days. And I did change one thing up here for her hanger. What I did was I used my awl. Let me just grab that. And I popped 2 little holes right here. I took 20 gauge wire and just strung it through and tied it against itself, wrapped it around itself, and made a hanger for her right off her wings. Added a gingham bow. I added a vintage button, and the gold stickles look really cute as an embellishment too. That buckle on her hat. This is I Have a Spell for That, and she's wearing her witch hat. She's got a black kitten in her basket, black and white striped bow, and I used the baker's twine here for her hanger in the orange, black, and white. Okay, and then our final season is our winter fairies. This is Warm Winter Wishes. She's so sweet. Sticky pearls, you guys, look so cute on these. More of that crystal sparkly glitter. And she has a tabby kitten in her basket. And for her, I had some blue satin ribbon. Just tied it in a knot like we did the baker's twine and used the ribbon for her hanger. Now, I don't like to play favorites, but I got to tell you, this one right here is my ultimate favorite. This is Peace on Earth, and her star is separate, and I lifted it up with a sticky dot to give it a little dimension. And I used the silver stickles. I put a silver bow and some lace around the bottom of her dress. She is just the cutest thing. And for her hanger, what I did was grab something round, and I had half of a pipe cleaner and went around my glue bottle here, twisted it off a little, slide that off, and it makes just a perfect little hanger slash halo, right? So those are all the seasons, and I think, I don't know, they're all just so cute. Love them. I hope you guys love them too. Sweetness. Here is your bonus project. This is Birthday Girl. Isn't she cute? This recipe is from one of my vintage cookbooks, and it is merry-go-round cake, full recipe. And she pops right out, and she is holding a merry-go-round cake. Right back in there. Let me show you how I put this together. Of course, this is your bonus project. You can do with this whatever you like. So first of all, I cut out the image here of our little girl, the banner, and her hat. Same exact technique we did for the fairies. I glued her hat on, glued her banner on, and to make the little, it's like a little pocket, I cut out a piece of cardstock the same size as the recipe card. Right? Make sure you got those together, and just take your glue gun. You could probably use any glue here. I'll use the glue gun today because it'll just go together quicker for us since we're taping. Do that side and do this side. Okay, so you made a little pocket right there, and I just took a pipe cleaner and put a little glue down inside. Okay, you can stick a little glue in there, stick the other side down in there, glue it in, and you've made the little pocket, and she pops right in. And on this one, I added a pom-pom to her hat, pom-poms to the side here, a bow, a button, a little bit of rickrack at the bottom, and with that cardstock on the back, you can write a birthday message to someone special. So I hope you like that little bonus project that I tucked in there for you. She's a cutie. This paper crafting bundle will certainly keep you busy. There is a lot here to enjoy all year long. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing, and I hope you will enjoy crafting and creating these beautiful little fairies as much as I enjoyed creating them for you. So until next time, happy crafting.